Of course, we've had a very, should I say, exciting first half, and we have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. So, Prince, so far so good. First half.
As I said, this game, the expectation of Mexico national team winning was really high compared to South Africa, because even before the game, as I said, their expected win ratio was around 60 something, which South Africa expected win ratio was around 13 or 14%. So it's not surprised that at the end of the first half, the Mexico national team is winning by 1-0. And looking at this game, talking about the possession of the ball, the possession and the progressive of the ball.
Sure.
It's not Mexico are not that far from South Africa, because the ball possession, it was very close. Mexico had about 57 of the ball possession. Meanwhile, South Africa had 23. So a host country possessing more of the ball than South Africa, it's not a surprise. And already their expectation ratio or win ratio was high. So I think that South Africa is even pulling a surprise to us, because I wasn't even expecting them to have this performance.
Sure.
And they're really doing well. And it's just that their chance ratio,
I think the scoring abilities is quite low.
Sure. And also their chance creation is very poor compared to a Mexico national team. And I think they need a creative midfielder who is able to, give them this freedom, this dynamic of keeping the ball possessed whenever.
And I think that's what they are doing.
And they're trying to do that, but most of the time when they're giving these forward passes, it's very kind of poor, and they don't have anyone to control their midfield.
Sure.
So most of the time they're relying on their wingers, which they are also having a great game here. And I would say Raul Jimenez missing an early goal around the 4th minute. He made a great chance, which should have scored.
Yeah, because we all thought that was going to be the first goal.
The first goal of the game. But eventually it didn't happen, and
it came on the 9th minute rather.
Sure, and they kept pressing till.
And the funny thing is, this brouhaha going on within Africans and South Africans. The funny thing that just happened, you could even see that it was a black guy who had scored a goal.
Yeah,
so it was like it wasn't rather a Mexican, kind of a white guy, but rather a black player from Mexico who was rather scoring the goal for.
And I'm really surprised because those Americans, let's say Mexico,
the South Americans,
they don't really have a lot of black players.
Sure.
In the team.
I was even surprised to see a black guy.
Yeah, because I think, we always clarify them as a racist country.
Exactly.
So to see a black guy in their team and also
it's really
speak. It's a relief for me as a black man and as a black guy. And South Africa, Mexico, I think they are the 15th ranked best team in the whole world. And South Africa is around, let's say, 60.
Around the 60, the least 60th.
Yes, he's the 60th ranked team. So compared 14th best ranked team to 60th, it's not surprised, but I was expecting Mexico to put up a very better performance than this, because what you're saying, it's a close game, which South Africa can equalize at any moment. Time, sure.
Because even I think the South Africans were trying to pull up some surprise, but I think they are also quite a bit shaky from the South African side.
Yes.
Because if they were man enough to forget that, we got an early goal, or we considered an early goal in the 9th minute, at least they could even come for boot for boot. But I realized they were slow, like earlier on, as he said, they relaxed until later on they were getting chances to come back into the game. So going back into the second half, what are some of the things we should expect?
As I was saying, I'm expecting the South African national team to have dominance of the midfield, because all what we're seeing is that they are trying to use their wide players, which is not helping.
Sure.
Because, I don't know, but the strategy of the Mexico national team is to press them high. And looking at the touches in the position balls, Mexico has about 10.
Sure.
Which South Africa had 0. Meaning they are not dominating.
And not a shot on target.
No, not even shot on target.
Not even a shot on target yet.
So they are only, and Mexico had about 10 shots.
Yeah.
And I think 2 on target.